Welcome to another episode of On Campus with JB and Sciggy. Obviously, I'm JB as I am every time. My boy, we got our boy. What you say your name is today? Lord Skigler, RC.
Yes, sir. Ski. And you know what it is. With Skig, we back with another week. We got a good guest on here. He plays the most unimportant position on the field.
Here we go. I already knew.
I swear.
I swear.
We got our boy Antwann McCray, man. Fullback from Lenoir-Rhyne University by way of the web, by way of Gardner Webb. We'll say you're a undrafted free agent at the moment right now. We'll say that. What's how we define you? You get prepared for the whole process. But first of all, before we get into any of that, I gotta get on you for sending me your school email.
Man,
that's nasty.
What you want the business email? You want the business email, the personal? You want the job email? I got them.
I want to know that we important. So this how the boy treated us. Asked him for his email so I could send him the link to the little call we in. Man sent me his school email. But imagine if an agent hit you up and said, "Yeah, give me your contact information." You put your LR email on there. And what's gonna happen when they shut your email off in a few months?
Man, look, I put it that one because I knew notification gonna come immediately. Now, if I put it on Gmail, I'll probably never seen it. No lie.
That's unprofessional.
I got the Gmail, I got Yahoo. Hey, I got 3 Gmails actually.
Golly,
I'm important, man.
Nah, they may be trying to get free trials or something.
Yeah.
Gotta use a different email.
I did that for Game of Thrones. I had to do that when that new last season came out. I made like 6 accounts.
Hey, no cap. They have this thing. It's called I forget what it's called, but I use it for all my papers at school. Mm-hmm. So what it does is it cites everything for you. All you gotta do is just type in the link and it'll cite the whole paper for you. You get the whole citation right, and you only get the 30-day free trial. Man, I didn't use all my emails. I didn't use my mom's email. I threw my brother's email in there. I threw my friend's email in there. They probably got emails about it. I had no idea. Like, what is this? Because I ain't say nothing to them. I just used the email. I might throw Sciggy email in there if I need it again. I need it for a few more months. This is my last semester.
Man,
so somebody email get thrown in there. Man. I'm using your email for sure. I hope you don't need it because I'm about to use it. But nah, we want to add you on the show. You're somebody that we've known for a while, way back since the high school days. Me and you played ball in the same area. Not really rival schools because my school was kind of buzzed, so they're not really rivals. Well, y'all was buzzed too.
We were playing for you think about you played D team at Riverside too, right?
Yep.
So we were playing since we was in middle school.
Yes. Did you play your 7th grade year in D team?
I ain't played 7th grade. I played 8th.
Yeah, so I played 7. I went and played 7 and 8.
So you played C-team, that C-team year, that 9th grade.
Yep.
Man, that boy Troy cut me so bad. Oh my gosh, I think I ended up on my head.
That boy was a different breed at running back. I swear to God, that boy was different. Boy, he was different. But
I never forget that, bro. Off a pitch, bro. Caught the pitch. Next thing I know, I'm looking at the back end zone.
hey, Skig, bro, it's like this man Antwann. So I'm 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, 185. Like at 5'8", 185, I'd be looking kind of swole. This man is 5'8", like 205. That's kind of nasty, ain't it? Like, what is your body type?
You lower me. I'm 225.
Ooh, that boy like a marshmallow, a small marshmallow.
They call me. Let's see how many nicknames. I don't have bowling ball, muscle hamster, juggernaut, Bowser. What else I had? I'm telling you, they go on and on.
But that boy gonna be Patrick Ricard next.
I'm telling you though, but having all that, bro, I had to gain it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you 5'8", like at one point I was on defense. I was 5'8", and them D1 linemen, they ain't little. Yeah. I had to put that weight on.
For sure.
Like, yeah. Before we get into any of the position you play, everything, your guy has a pretty good story. So just take us through your football journey, your life journey, how you even got into football, everything like that.
All right, cool. So I think I'm raised by my grandma, so like I've always been in my grandma's house. Besides, like 2 years I stayed with my mom. But I say my grandma, my rock. So like I love her to death. You know what I'm saying? I come from two parents that aren't very active. Like I don't think neither one of my parents ever seen me even play a snap of football. And like I was a 6-year senior, so like I done played a lot of football and like none of them seen it. But you know, my grandma always made the attempt to be there regardless, no matter what. So my love for football kind of came from my grandfather because when I was in about, let's see, what year of school, like elementary K4, and that's when Michael Vick was in his prime. So every Sunday we spend time watching games, and I just watching Michael Vick with my granddad and like seeing how like electric he was and all this and that. And then my grandfather, he's like from the black high schools ever in Greenville County. He was one of the he's in the Piedmont Hall of Fame for him now. So you know, growing up around him, his love for football it made me want to play. I mean, so I got into the game kind of late. I didn't start playing football till I was in 8th grade. But you know, coming from when you a kid and your parents ain't around, and I was a overweight kid. Like I've always been an undersized kid, but I've always been bigger. You get picked on. Like you always start to feel like, am I not good enough? Like what is it? Like my parents don't want me. Like I'm getting made fun of in school, all this and that. Then I started playing football, and it gave me a purpose. Like I finally felt like I was good at something. So going to my 9th grade year at Wade Hampton, I think they had a camp or something, and I was going through drills. Like this is like 2nd year playing football. Like we're going through drills, and Coach Hallman, he was the DC of the varsity team. He was like, "Hey, we think we want to pull you with us in the summer." So that's summer. I worked out varsity, practice during camp with them, but then the fall came. Our C team had, I think, 7 people come to the first practice. So me being a freshman, I had to go down to the C team and play with them for a year. From that, jumped up to JV varsity next year. So I basically skipped JV, went from being a C team starter to being a varsity starter. That the 10th grade year, I have no clue how I was able to do this. So I played JV and varsity because this before they had that 8-quarter rule, so you was able to play up to 8 quarters. Most people that have that 8-quarter rule, they're playing special teams and on Friday and they're starting JV. Well, I start Thursday night and then turn around and then start Friday, and
bro,
I'm looking back like,
God, I did that my sophomore year. So my sophomore year, they'll bring me down to the JV games just to come out there and run like two or three routes during the game, and they're like, "All right, we got to save you for tomorrow night." So I just be standing there on the sideline after catching like 3 passes for 20 yards a pop, and now I'm just sitting there cheering on my teammates. Like, okay, I guess I got to start tomorrow.
And I used to be out there beat up. I remember it was like the C team. They were like, "Yeah, we watched you play Thursday night. So you start." Is that then we watch tomorrow night on Friday night and you start again? Like that's almost borderline child abuse.
Yeah, for real.
That's work.
Like
that's
I was starting running back on JV and then I started linebacker on Friday. So I mean, but it was cool though, because like, not many people can say I started 2 games a week, and there's no way I could do it now, because I mean after the game now, like I don't want to walk, so I
don't get out of bed on Sundays.
Try to play 2 now, but then going to junior year, coming out there a good sophomore, I'm saying I split time basically with Saheem Stupart. He was played at Carson Newman, had a great career there. Being a captain. He has our rushing record at Wade Hampton, so me and him kind of spelled each other on defense a little bit. But that junior, that's kind of where I took off. I spent time, being an H-back, fullback on offense, and then on defense, basically I was playing wheel linebacker, but I was like basically treating like Mike positions. I was able to, set up the whole defense, set up coverages, all that. Because like for me, I knew I was always gonna be undersized, so my brain would have to be what took me everywhere. So, and then having D linemen that are the size of Division I D linemen, they kind of helped me out a lot. I was free a lot of times, so that junior year I was able to lead the team tackles. Then after that season, I started hearing from a few schools, like a few D2 schools. I heard from Catawba, I heard from Lenoir-Rhyne, Tusculum, NGU. But I spent that summer preparing, going to camps, whatnot. And then my biggest issue was just size. I heard from the coach, Eli. He was saying like, "Yeah, we love you, know who you are, but for you, you're just too undersized." So this one, I'm just like, what am I gonna do? So going to senior year, which I think actually benefited me a lot. They actually bumped me out. So I was actually
hold on. Let's talk about junior year real quick. Hey, Sciggy.
Here we go.
So, Sciggy, I played on 2 on 11 teams in high school, bro. My sophomore year and my senior year. My junior year was the only year we was ever good. And we made the
y'all
playoffs.
battled with us. Yes.
Man, we ain't battle. We cut them boys.
Y'all did not beat us by
the score.
like
the score did not look like we cut them. But bro, Skig, I had 16 tackles, 2 picks, took one to the house, and I won Defensive Player of the Week for Greenville County. We
Congrats.
They ran triple. They ran that nasty ass triple option. So my coach put me at safety that week. All I did was just come down and run the alley.
Congrats! You beat a 1-10 team to make the playoffs.
Bro, we made the playoff. We was 5-6. We won our games. The only games we ever won. Hey, it was a good year.
I ain't like y'all was kind of good that year. I get y'all that. Y'all was talented that year.
Kind of good. We was good, bro. We was in games with Spartanburg. We was in games with Gorman.
Y'all was good.
We get a little team.
I give you credit.
What happened? How y'all go from good back to trash?
I was going to ask
you
too, because
we graduated. So my senior year, I was one of 3 returning starters.
All right.
And the other 2 guys, one of them was a guard. But I mean, when you got one guard on the line of other trash offensive linemen, it's not going to change your team. And then you got the guy who's a defensive end and the tight end. That's not going to change the team when other people around him buns too. So it was just a tough little transition. But like we went all, I was happy that junior year, that whole junior year, I was like, man, these dudes finna be gone nation. We finna be trash. I'm about to enjoy this. I gotta win this one up. Gotta soak these moments in. We had folks rushing the field when we beat sorry schools. It was a year, man. But nah, keep going.
So I think after that junior summer, so going to my senior year, I think that's when that's when things kind of heated up for me just a little bit. So I was low key one of y'all. They had bumped me outside the box. I was really a nickel. They ain't tell me that. They ain't really tell me that, but I was.
He was low key. I remember I lined up in a slot one time, and I just did some like a little bullshit route. And he said something like, "Bro, I thought you were gonna run by me." I was like, "Nah, I'm just a decoy."
The thing about that senior game when I played y'all, I have never been more bored in my life. I was out there just standing, like literally. I'm like, why am I even out here?
Skig, our old line was so bad. We got do you remember Devon Bowman or Bowen, whatever his name was, played at Woodmont?
Yeah.
So Skig, this dude came into that game with no offers, right? He had 6 sacks and 12 quarterback pressures on the same tackle all night. That next week, he racked up 4 offers. App State threw him an O. I think Charlotte threw him. It was crazy. I was like, bro, he just got offered off our game.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Golly.
Dang. Yeah. I remember that because I remember he started getting offers. I'm like, bro, who is this? Like, not even on.
I swear.
I had no clue who he was.
It's like in Greenville County, like we know who the good players are. That's how I knew Antwann. Like we know who the good players are in the county. But then like all of a sudden we played Woodmont. I was like, bro, is he really this good? Or, like our tackle is that trash. But he was a freak athlete. I give it to him though.
Yeah. Woodmont always had. It's like they always had like 1 or 2 players. You'd be like, where did he come from?
That's exactly how it is. And we never beat them. We always lost them by like 2 points somehow, somewhere.
That's how we used to always battle when we used to lose like the last player song.
But they was definitely not good. But
yeah, but so then that senior year, like I don't think it really hit me like how good I was until we had a scrimmage when we were playing the Jamboree, and like one of our coaches like pulled me over to the side and was like, he's like, you're gonna play in college, right? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, I heard from school, I have no offer. But then, I mean, him basically looking at me in my face and telling me like, you're gonna go to school and play football, and I think that kind of woke me up a little bit. So I went through that season. I picked up an offer from Tusculum. That coaching staff changed, so that kind of messed me up a little bit. NGU wanted me to play inside linebacker, but for me, I was undersized already as it is in high school. I don't think I can go be an inside linebacker and then even play. Lenoir-Rhyne, their coaching staff all left, so I'm like, at this point, I'm stuck. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I remember I took a visit to Gardner Webb. And I remember I was just sitting, like I was just like, is my career over? Is my career over? I was like, I really want to go. I really want to be a Division I player. Like I understand I'm undersized, and like I don't know. It's almost like a movie. You know how like something like Ding or something. Like I'm sitting here, like right where I'm sitting right now, and like I just happen to like look over, and like the OC from Gardner Webb's card is like sitting right there. At this point, I don't even know why I still have his card, because when I went to camp at Gardner Webb, I left the camp. I was like, I'm not coming here. I'm not going here. Like, I was like, bro, I hate it. I'm not going to Gardner Webb. So I hit him up. Was like, look, like I understand, like this like situation. Like I'm undersized. I was asking that. Like I was like, if y'all just give me a walk-on spot, like that is, I need someone to play. You know, he hit me back immediately. Like, well, we love to take you as a walk-on. Yada yada yada. So I know walked on, got in the wheel, got there. I actually had a chance of almost playing as a first-year walk-on, special teams wise. I think I ended up pulling my hamstring or something in camp. They kind of messed me up a little bit. But you know that first year at Gardner-Webb, it was cool. Like I redshirted. I was in a room with Chad Jeter, who played in the CFL. He was all conference guy. Aaron Cook was all conference guy. So I went in a room with guys that had all these accolades. Even Chad's backup, he didn't went anywhere else in the FCS. He probably been a starter. So I was just in a room full of older guys that worked hard, that were successful. I mean, two of them in the military now. One of them's a realtor. Another one went and played in Mexico. So I was in a good room of guys. Had Coach Trey McCray. He was amazing. One of the best coaches I ever had. I still talk to him this day. I think that's something that's almost underrated as far as like finding a coach that actually like care about you. I'm saying I think a lot of times the coaches get caught up in just being a business, but like Coach McCray texted me like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, just telling me he's proud of me, and like he hadn't been my coach since I was a sophomore, and I'm 23 years old now. So like I'm always grateful for that relationship I had with him. So that freshman year, I did everything, man. I was a scout team safety. I was a scout team running back.
I know you was getting cooked. I know you was getting cooked,
man. No, I'm telling you, when I was about 185, I was my athleticism.
That boy had no range.
When I was about 190, man. but I spent that off season, y'all put about 10 pounds on, and so the sophomore year I basically spent playing special teams, which I was fine with. Like redshirt freshman year, like I'm out here living my dream. I'm a Division I athlete. Like I'm playing. I done played a little bit in reserve roles. Like I was happy. Then that next year, that year, that one almost broke me. I almost went home. So I had gained a lot of weight because the way our defense was run, the outside linebacker was almost like a wheel. So keep in mind Chad, who I mentioned, he was our spur when I first got there, and he went to the CFL and played DN. So you can imagine like what type of body was out there. So Trey McCray left, and then our DB coach became our basically defense coordinator. So that spur became basically our true nickel. And at this point, I'm 230 pounds. There's nothing I can do out here. So I spent that whole year kind of out of position. So I played in multiple games the year before. Like I traveled everywhere. Like I went to Wyoming. We played against Josh Allen, and our first away game, our coach pulled me. He's like, "Hey, we don't think we're gonna take you this week." I was like, "Excuse me? Like, what you mean you're not gonna take me? Like, I just played last week, and I just played all the games last year. Yeah, now I'm not gonna take me this week." So I remember this day. Like I called my grandma. I was like, "I'm finna come home. Like it's over." I said, "It's not." But I went to our coach's office. I was like, I want to switch positions. I want to be an H-back on offense. He was like, well, think about it. We're hurting in the tight end.
Hold on. Pause. We don't just glance over the hard parts in this show. We want to know what happened, because I think I've said it before. Like, there's no point in you ever telling me, "Oh, I had mental health struggles." Mm-hmm. If you don't tell me how you got out of it. Like, yes, I see you're clearly out of it. Like, you look like you're doing pretty well today, or you still battle every day. But what was that time like for you?
I mean, because it was like, as you get it, with each year as a player, you expect more. So the last year I was a special teamer, so I was like, okay, cool. Come out the spring, and I was the backup spur to Reynolds, and Reynolds is the all-conference player. Like Reynolds is gonna play football again, definitely. So I'm behind him, and I'm like, okay, come out the spring. I was like, I'm the number 2, so like I know I'm gonna play. Then just to have like everything you have is like right in front of you, just get it taken, and it's like, this can't be real. Like I've done nothing wrong. Like if there's something I needed to improve on, tell me. So it almost made me feel like I felt back to like worthless again. Cause like, not saying that I put my worth in football, but this is the thing this football saved my life. And like now you saying like I'm not even good enough to even travel with the team. Now after I've been here all summer, I'm in the film room. I'm watching film. I'm doing all this extra. I'm done everything asked me. I haven't caused any issues. And you're gonna bring other people over me. You're gonna bring in a D lineman that we hadn't even seen practice. So at this point,
something like this is crazy in football too, because when something like this happens, it's not public because obviously like Gardner Webb's not in the news or anything, or when the schools we are in the news, but it feels public because all your teammates are watching you every day. Just slide down the depth chart.
Yeah.
Like you go to a meeting in fall, especially in fall camp where everything's already heightened.
You already know,
everybody's already. Everybody you come in every day, your name just going down the depth chart. People looking like, dang, why bro keep moving down? And you can hear people making those whispers around you. Like I've seen it happen to guys. It's like, just what's that feeling like? Did you feel like, I know you can say like you don't put your work in football, but when you're in for those months, like you're locked into trying to be at the top of the depth chart, trying to produce. So now you're like, what is my value to this team? What is even my value to this program?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Every day is like I go in my room, shut the door, and sit there, just sit in dark and just cry. Cause I'm just like, why am I here? Like, everything I have is right there. Like, I played like the year before. Like, even though I played a few snaps with defense, like I at least practiced with actual defense. This next year, I'm literally back on the scout team, and I'm a redshirt sophomore. You have me back on the scout team, like this something's got to give. I'm pretty sure that's what I mentioned when I talked to the coach. Like, I'm not doing much of anything now. Like there's I have no reason to be here. But the coach I basically that saved my career was, his name was Coach Dennis Thomas. He's at Western Carolina. So we have the meeting after. I'm in there mad. I go to the
exit meeting.
No, it's the so this is like our second game of the season. Like we haven't even made it through the season.
Oh,
so I go to the the non-travel lift. I work out. So, and then like at practice, my position coach, he's like, hey, actually, I meant to catch you before you went to lift. You're gonna be down with us now. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. He's like, we putting you on the rabbit package. So the rabbit package was our pass rush package. So basically, they used me to basically just twist because they knew I would go missing. Because I was so short that whenever you twist, I'd disappear and offensive line wouldn't be able to see me. So, at that game, Coach Thomas there, he taught me how to. He basically, literally during the practice, he stopped me. He was like, there's guys like you that give us everything you got. You talented. He's like, and as a coach, you give us everything, and I see it, I notice it, and you talented. He was like, so as a coach, my job is to get guys like you on the field. So I said I still to this day I thank Coach Thomas for saving my career, because I promise you I was going home. Like so it would have been no fullback Antwann if it hadn't been for Coach Thomas. So I thank that man every day. Even when I went to the portal, he's one of the first people I messaged. So Coach Thomas, he real. He a little mean. He one of the meanest coaches ever, but it's always genuine. It's always been love between me and him. So I got to thank him fully, because I'd have no career without that man. So, I went through the rest of that year, did the pass rush stuff, played special teams. But then the year came, and we had our exit meeting, and our coach was like, yeah, I think you're more of a 4-3 wheel than a 3-4 outside linebacker. And I'm like, well, I understand that, but like I tried to switch positions in the middle of the season, and y'all basically put me on pass rush package to kind of put me there, kind of tell me shut up, I guess. But but I mean, I was still grateful, but. So I met with him. I was like, hey, I think it's best for me to switch over to offense. Like, I've gained all this weight. Like I have experience being an H-back. Like I was a fullback in high school. Like I'm good. I can switch over. He's like, well, go ahead and talk to head coach and the OC and see where it goes. So, I had those meetings. I'm like, I need to switch positions. Like I have no clue like what I can do for this defense. Everybody's like, okay, that's a good move. So, fast forward a few months and spring ball gets here, and I think it was some reason I had missed like a meeting that they had, and we're in the meeting and he's showing me plays. I'm like, and we're going to plays. I'm like, he's like, yeah, you're gonna put your hand down right here. I'm like, hand down, like I'm saying you gonna have me as a lock, like a attached tight end, and then we're going over more stuff, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, you're gonna split out right here. I'm like, split out. I was like, bro, y'all told me I was H-back. So I'm in this meeting, like I'm nervous. Like that first day of spring ball, I'm nervous, bro. Like, 'cause even though everybody's like, oh, bro, I'm a baller. You like all of us have played defense for majority. If you had to go out there and they were like, hey, go to receiver real quick, you'd be like, bro, I ain't running routes.
I'm acting up. You tweaking. I'm acting up.
I ain't running routes in a minute. So
I don't care if I ain't running around in a minute. I'm gonna find a way.
So I'm out there like, all right. At this point, I'm like, bro, I gotta get right. So going to spring ball, like I'm the third or fourth H-back. And the guy that was
hold on, how many H-backs I got on the team? That position ain't even necessary for real.
Because you got to think at one point I was in the tight end room.
Yeah.
So we had
y'all tight end H-backs were like hybrids.
Yeah. So like the
tight end, Antwann, am I tripping or is Skig half your face in the screen?
He definitely has half his face in the screen.
I thought I tripping. Go. What's he doing? All right, keep doing.
Yeah, so our tight ends we had to be H-backs, slot receivers, and then attached wise. So me, when I switched over, I thought I was literally gonna do H-back, and I'm out here like, bro, I gotta run all these routes now. Like, this is not in the conversation. Like, so I'm nervous. I'm like, bro,
if you're not an athlete, just say that.
Facts, bro. So so the crazy thing about it, so like I said, I'm like the third or fourth H-back. So the number one he had a torn ACL, so that kind of pulled him back. And the other guy, we started practicing, and after I got my feet wet, everybody's like, Antwann got this tight end thing down in like 2 days, and like I have no MAs, like I'm making plays. So eventually they're like, hey, yeah, we're gonna roll with you as the first tight end H-back. So I come out this spring, like I think I had 3 or 4 catches every day. Like, so
what?
Yeah, I had 3 or 4 catches every day.
Why are they throwing the H-back the ball like that?
So
nasty.
that summer I did my internship at the gym that I still work at now. I'm forever grateful for that. DJ gave me a job right off. I interned for maybe 2 weeks, and he was like, "I want to have you on the staff." So I'm lucky. Wow. So even my football career is not over. I'm set for life. Like I'm good. So I went back that summer. We had a great summer. Brought in some talented freshmen. Going to camp, and we bring in a tight end from that original started at Ohio State. He had tore his ACL and then had been medically ineligible to play up there. Transferred to Slippery Rock, and then he transferred to us. And he said, this is a FBS tight end. Like he was number 15 tight end in the country at one point. Everybody's coming to me like, "Oh, you're the starter now." Like, yo, are you scared? You scared? I'm like, no. Like I done seen the worst. Like I done almost quit football. Like there's nothing I can nothing scared. Like I'm not scared. So when I met him I told him I was like off purpose, all love between us. I was like, I ain't got no issue with you. Like, I hope you ain't got no issue with me. Like, he's like, I honestly think we could do something great. I said, because you can be that on the ball tight end, and I can be the H-back. I was like, we can make things happen.
That boy don't want to put his head in the dirt.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was always good at it because like my arms are kind of long, and then I'm short and I'm strong, so it was like I could get under people. But so like when we got him, man, when I said we was rolling, because like we could go with both of us in, or bring me out and put him in at slot, or bring me back in and put me at H. We had a lot of things rolling. But then the worst day of my life happened. August 17th, 2019. I ain't ever forget. We had just pulled AJ out, and we was running the same play over and over, because like I'm literally moving this DN down the field. Like our coach is like, run again, like we're NASCARing it. Get to the ball, run again. I just made this block, and I'm like, okay, I'm moving them. And next thing I know, I just feel my feet go out from under me. And at this point, I'm like, no way. I try to get up. Like someone on my team was like, you good? I'm like, yeah. I try to stand up, and I'm like, no, I'm not good. So at this point, I just remember that feeling to land on the turf. Like, if I think about it too hard now, I still like cry, because I'm just like at this point, I'm like, why, God? Why? Like, I finally, I'm a starter. Like, I start off as a walk on. I'd have grinded. I'd almost quit. I literally have 2 plays left in this day. This is the last drive of the scrimmage, and I'm sitting there laying on the turf, looking up at the sky, and I remember everybody surrounding me. And like when they pulled me off the field, like I couldn't do anything but have my head down. I'm like, at this point, I have like, it feels like my ankle was like broken. I'm like, bro, the season's over. Like it's and everything I had was just gone. Like just in an instant, just literally one play. And I just think like, maybe like I kept myself in the game. The thing is, I think they're actually gonna bring in AJ, and I was like, no, I'm good. And I just remember that I never want to feel like that ever again. Like I tell everybody, I say that's why it goes so hard now, because like in that instance, I seen everything leave just like that. Like and all I thought about was like all the taking loans out to go to school, the going to the field by myself, grinding, all the tears. I'm like, there's no way this could be happening right now. So I spent that season. I was hurt the whole year. Then our coaching staff was fired. We brought in Coach Lamb. At first the relationship with Coach Lamb, like I still care for Coach Lamb. I do definitely, but I just didn't fit their offense. So that spring, when we had COVID, we sent home. My whole time with Coach Lamb, all I was kind of saying is like I guess the captain, the leader of the tight ends. Like even when I wasn't playing too much, they still always looked at me to lead. Coach Headley, me and him have a good relationship. So my decision to leave Gardner-Webb basically came from the fact is I had no role. Like my own position coach, like you have potential to be a fullback and lead, but it's like we just don't use you enough. So that decision is why I decided to leave Gardner-Webb. I didn't want to leave. Like that was my home. Like I was there for 5 years. Like I met my best friends. Like it was what I knew. So going to the portal, that was one of the scariest things ever because for me, all right, I'm undersized. I'm coming off injury for 2019. We didn't play in 2020, so I'm like literally out here. I emailed every school in the country. Like, look, like this is a situation. Like the relationship was so good between me and the Gardner-Webb coach. Like I literally put their numbers at the bottom of every email I sent. Like I'm leaving for this reason. Like I sent that and I emailed everybody. And the biggest issue with me for saying D1 was that if a team had a fullback with COVID, all their fullbacks came back.
Coming right back.
Yeah. But I mean, I think the thing that kind of like woke me up, like I was gonna find somewhere to go, was when when I say email, everybody from FBS to D2, you got an email from me. I had emailed Kansas State, and the thing their QB coach office coordinator is Colin Klein that plays for he emailed me back and was like, our roster's just for it now, but I hope you find somewhere to go. I'm like, well, okay, at least I knew somebody's looking at the film. So emailed Lenoir-Rhyne, and I heard back from Coach Baldassare. He was like, we just graduated a fullback, like we'd be happy to bring another one in. So at this point, like Lenoir-Rhyne, like this is a Division II powerhouse. Like this is the closest I'm gonna get to being at another Division I. So I went there. I met some guys there. Honestly, I don't see some of the guys on my team. I don't see how they were D2 guys. I mean, we got.
Trust me, I'm about to see Derek here in a couple of weeks at the Shrine Bowl in person. Like
Derek's he's gonna play in the league. Like players like Grayson Willingham, Dan Luba, Amari, like Preston, like it goes on and on. Like these guys they should have been Division I guys, and it kind of shows you why Lenoir-Rhyne is so such a powerhouse, because they don't recruit guys that should be D2. They go and get these guys that were fringe D1 or maybe not, or maybe could have started a Division I school. So, and I had a great time there. But then once again, when things start going good, something always goes wrong. Coming out of camp, I'm pretty good. We're running truck, and I'm a lead on the corner, and he goes and ducks his head. So when I shoot my hand catches his helmet. So all my fingers go backwards. I'm like, come on, like this is just a cycle now. Every time I got something good going, I get hurt. but I mean, I sat for like a week or two, and at this point, just to wrap it up, and I just thug it out. Yeah. So, Lenoir-Rhyne there, I had a great time there. They used me primarily on the goal line, which that was almost a contrast to me, because at Gardner-Webb I was more used open field, H-back stuff, but Lenoir-Rhyne I was really hand down true fullback. But when then with the Indy with the running back, so this is my third position group. So I've been with the outside linebackers, I've been in the tight end room, and then I've been in the running back rooms. So all those rooms is completely different, but I think kind of added to my versatility, and it's cool to look back and be able to say that I played 3 different positions, and I played all 3 phases of football. Like not too many people can say that they did that at a college level. The Lenoir-Rhyne season, like I said, I met some great guys there. Had a great time. Sadly, our season didn't go like I wanted to. Lost one early to a good Newberry team. Then we basically gave UVA Wise game. Then we went up and played another talented Bowie State team. We lost that day. The emotions kind of got us that day, because we had lost our teammate Amari Alexander that morning. Kind of finding out that your teammate has been killed the morning of a playoff game like that. I don't think anybody spoke until maybe game time. Like we got there was no music playing, even on the field. It just ain't feel right, because where are we at? We're near Baltimore and like Hickory. So it's like at this point, it's like is this game be worth it? Like we didn't meet that morning. We didn't do any walkthroughs. There was nothing we could do because it was too emotional to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and just find out that your teammate's been killed, and then have to go play one of the best teams in the country. That's one of the hardest things I think any of us had to do in our life. Like I said, it was dead silent that whole morning. And almost none of it felt real. But I'm saying his memory lives on with all of us. He was a talented kid, fresh out of Mount Creek. He would have been a star, artistic, great talent. He's taken from us too soon. But long live him. And then now my life is working at the gym. I'm a director of athlete performance while still chasing the dream of playing again. I hope the opportunity comes. Like I'm gonna chase it as long as I can. But at the same time, I found a passion for doing what I'm doing when training athletes and training the adults. So I know I'm in the right thing. So my career went to end. Like I gave everything I had. Like I made it farther than anybody would have ever expected because my career should have ended in the fall of 2018, but I just played my last one in fall of 2021, and I got a chance to keep it going. I think being a fullback kind of it helps me represent my life. Like, yeah, sometimes nobody can care about you, but at the same time, you gotta have a desire deep down in your heart to get done with whatever you need to get done. Like, I can't settle. I can't because a fullback, if you settle, you're gonna lose your job. Like that's simple. You see it happen all the time. Anytime you a fullback in the league, he has a bad week. All right, it's fine. We got 40 fullbacks sitting in the free agency right now that we bring in. So me being a fullback, it lets me be free. It lets me play hard. Like I said, my life's been a fight, and I think being a fullback it epitomizes the best. That's all it is. A fullback is being a fighter. It's all about attitude, effort. Ain't too much skill being a fullback. I'll be honest with you. Ain't too much skill with it, but it's just having that desire.
We'll let Sciggy.
I know
Sciggy get his rant.
He gonna have a bunch of after I finish. I already know. But you know what I'm saying, just having the desire to be great. Just going after whatever I want to go after. That's gonna take me wherever I need to go. And so, yeah, I mean that's basically my life.
Nah, for sure. That's respect, bro. I ain't that choice, but
go ahead and start your fullback ring. You better sound like
I'm ready. I'm ready to hear
it. You're right. That was like nobody cares about that position. But for real though, I respect it, man. Like you said, you ain't been doing nothing but fighting your whole career, bro. That's like real, bro. From somebody that has been in that same position. Just like if you do get the chance at the next level, that'd be great, though. I mean, I know it ain't really too many teams that really use the fullback position these days, but like you'd be a guy that would be a great addition to any team just because your work ethic, bro. And that goes a long way, like much further than people realize, bro. So just from me and JB, like we're proud of you, dog. Just for all the stuff you've accomplished, man, for sure.
Yeah, now to touch on the lighter side. Actually, first, I do want to touch on something you said. Like Skig saying he's proud of you. Like I don't think people really, really understand. Like when it comes, you said you made it further than anybody expected. So I think about it in the perspective of me too. Like I'm undersized for my position. Maybe not as undersized as you are. Like trying to be a linebacker at 5'8", but you get a little more places at 5'8" as a corner. But we're talking about I was a kid in high school. I was short. I was slow. But you turn on the film, I made plays.
Yeah.
Like I never had any business playing college football, period, as a corner. And like I ended up playing, like you said, 6 years. Just finished my last season. It's like definitely make it further than you expect. It's like, dang, imagine if I worked hard all those years and I never was an All-American or anything like that. But had I not worked hard, I'd have been working at UPS or something for the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like just to give yourself that chance to even be there is what you went to the park all those days for by yourself. Doing all the drills by yourself when no one was out there. Sometimes getting in 2-3 times a day, like that stuff really matters. And like that transitions over into life now. I think that's why you're able to tell yourself, like you said something really good that me and Skig talk about all the time is football at the end of the day, like it really does not matter. Yeah. And like you said, what if you don't get it, like you still have a life after. Like you have the job at the gym, everything. Like you're doing a great job. I see you posting videos of your athletes every day. And that's something that's probably gonna get even bigger for you just because the person you are. And how approachable you are and your charisma. Anybody that knows you have a lot of charisma about you. Like people gravitate towards you. So we're definitely proud of you. Definitely proud of you.
Appreciate it. That's it. All love. You already know.
But you had said something about it was way earlier about somebody. You came in, you learned the position in 2 days. More the other guys. That is something I try to explain to people all the time. Like as a scout, people will say, "Oh, he's gonna get better when he just needs to learn. He's young. He still just has to grow." Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, I done played in rooms with people who in 4 years didn't learn the base coverage.
Facts.
Just because you're in there for another year does not mean you get smarter. I promise you that.
You, bro, I know so many players that if they just had some brains, bro, they would be all Americans easy.
Like, it is amazing. Like you can sit in the room. Like you come back from like in D2, you don't spend the summer together. Everybody does their own thing in the summer. You come back, football came like, all right, maybe this is the year that bro pop out. You come back, bro, still don't know cover 4. You like, bro, ain't no way. Dude's still getting beat deep in the third. You like, come on, bro. It's simple. Just stay back.
That's why I be telling like, I was like, man, like high school, bro. Only reason I've made plays because I knew everything. Like I knew what I was doing. Like, honestly, bro, if you're a high school player and you just know what you're doing, you'll go to college. It goes 2 ways. You're either a freak athlete or you just know what you're doing.
Like, that's the only way. Like, you just gotta know what's going on. And I try to tell a lot of younger guys too. I say if you learn the position, if you learn what's going on and know where to be and where to beat people to spots, you're not gonna be as tired. You're not gonna be as tired in games.
Yeah.
Because like I played with Aaron Watson. He played corner at North Greenville with me. He was an All-American as a sophomore, but his freshman year he only played like 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
So really, they burned his red shirt for no reason. The first year he actually got to start, he's All-American. He should have been playing from the get-go. But his first day of fall camp, he came in. We did some drills. I said, "Oh, yeah, he's him." And like didn't play all season, but then I had to teach him like slowly throughout the year. Like, hey, bro, like even his All-American season, he'd be coming back to the bench dead tired. I'm like, bro, this is why you watch film. Like, you're a great athlete, 4'3", 40 inch vertical. You might only be 5'8", but you're a freak athlete. I said, you wasted too much energy out there on Saturdays. Like you straining, you don't have to strain every single play. Like know your spots, pick your spots.
Man, there was some plays that way had to my senior year. I was standing straight up, like I wasn't even in a stance. I was like, the ball ain't coming over here. I know.
Like don't even sweat it. Like you give a little half jog so you don't get a loaf on film. Like I know our rule is just at least burst through the hash. I can give you a burst through the hash. Like that's slight.
I can give you that much.
Like it got to the point 2 years ago, when we played our season in the spring, I was playing like 80, 85 snaps because the guys behind me didn't really know the playbook and stuff. And every time they came in, they'd mess up. So, bruh, there was games where I was the field corner. I would sprint to the other side of the field. I'll make a tackle, and I'd be like, oh, I noticed the boundaries. As soon as I make the tackle, I don't celebrate nothing. I just get up and start jogging back to the other side of the field. I'm conserving energy. Like, all right, let's get going. But nah, people don't really understand that. Like, football it can be complicated, but it's really not that complicated.
You gotta be able to slow it down with your head, bro. That's like I said. They always told me I was the brains of defense away, and it was like, if you have no clue what's going on, nobody else will. I was like, what's that?
Sciggy OC in the making.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. That's always
no fullback.
I already know it's gonna be 10. It ain't gonna be 11. It's gonna be straight 10 personnel.
10-0. I don't want to. And my tight end gonna play slot if I have.
It's gonna be your tight end really gonna be a receiver. It's gonna be a big receiver.
I'm gonna have a Kyle Pitts out there, man. Don't even cut. If you are 230 plus, you better be on my offensive line or on.
I know I need to be O-lineman.
What's the most? Like, what do you think you got the most out of just your journey? Like, what's the biggest thing you've taken from it?
I think proving myself right, not proving nobody else wrong. Like I always knew, like deep down, like I always knew I was gonna play college football. Like even though I said like it was going slow, like I knew like I was gonna play. I knew I was gonna be a starter one day. Like I did that. Like everything I wanted to do, I did. I mean, as a fullback, I obviously ain't no all conference spots or nothing, but I met people. I use football. I ain't let football use me. Like if it wasn't football, I wouldn't have this job I have now. If it wasn't for football, I wouldn't have met my best friends. Like I use football. I ain't let football use me. I was able to go places I never thought I'd be. Like how many people can say they actually been to Wyoming. Like, I mean, it's nothing in Wyoming besides the school, but
I won't catch my black ass there. Promise you that.
there, but I think just saying, just looking back on life and just saying, like, you know, I'm capable. Like, there's nothing I can't do. I think that's when people ask me kind of like, what's my belief? Like, I think I can do anything I want. Like, that's how I see things. Like, there's nothing I don't think I can do. Like, you want me to figure something out? I'll figure it out. Like, I'll figure it out. I had a strength coach. Whenever we have a hard workout, he'd be like, if something gets too hard for you, figure it out. Like,
yeah.
You know, but he would be talking like weights wise too. Like, it'd be like 90%, like for 5 reps or something. He'd be like, if it's hard, figure it out. And like, I mean, obviously you're like, that's crazy. But like, looking back, like, that's actually like, that's like a philosophical statement. Like, figure it out.
Real life, bro.
Yeah. Like,
Bro, I swear in my life, there has been, like, there's random days I sit back and I think about a workout from high school. Like, you know, they be trying to kill you in the summer. Like,
yeah.
I still don't know to this day how I got through that. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't know how to this day. I ran 28 110s and like 100 degrees in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. And like in your mind, like if I had to do it again, I couldn't do it. But when you in the moment, you gonna find a way every time.
I mean, I think I listen. So for me, like, I listen to like the people. I listen to other athletes like talk. I listen to Kobe Bryant a lot. I listen to Conor McGregor. I listen to all these motivational speakers. And I mean, Kobe was like, if you have a session about something, you'll figure it out. Like that. Like that's why it bothers me when some people there's something they're not good at, and they're like, well, I was not good at it. Well, try to figure it out. Like at least try like to figure it out.
That's what, bro. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, there's not a thing that I care about that I'm bad at. Mm-hmm. And people like being cocky.
You spitting.
That's all right.
Being cocky, but like real talk, like you know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is. Like, if you care about it, you're gonna at least try to be decent at it. You know what I'm saying? I might not be the greatest in the world at it, but I'm for sure not bad at it.
There's nothing I've ever done that I wasn't, like you said, wasn't good at. Like you hop into something new, you're like, all right. Like my coach at Limestone, my defensive backs coach, he just took the corners coach job at Tennessee Tech. His motto is, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
And at the end of the day, he ain't lying. Because like when I thought about he didn't tell me that. I was 22 when he told me that when I got there. I was like, dang, let me think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow. And then I just slowly started to watch it equate to like the different things that people did off the field and how it equated to certain parts of their games and certain ways about how they weren't picking things up. And I thought about me, I was like, dang, like now I think about it, I've genuinely, like you said, Skiggy, not trying to be arrogant, but I've genuinely been good at whatever I've chosen to do in my life. Like everything I put my mind to is like one thing I tell my teammates is I'm like, look, one thing about me, I'm gonna find a way.
You got
every time.
And I think that's what people that aren't successful, that's their downfall. They hit a roadblock and it's like, oh man, I gotta go somewhere else. Like, nah, bro, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going that journey, bro. I don't care what wall got knocked down. Like, what I desire is right behind that wall. Like, I'm getting through. Like,
right. Like God's taking me places. I was like think about it now. Like a kid from Greer, South Carolina, I'm working with the East-West Shrine Bowl. Like, in what world does that? How do you ever make it to that stage? Like, God does a lot of things. Like, a lot of things I tell people about my journey is I didn't seek out the next steps in my journey. I think I was good at just growing where God put me. Just growing wherever your feet are. Like, don't worry so much about don't go to college and be worried about playing in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you have that mindset. Say you go to practice, you miss a block. You're like, oh man, Patrick Ricardo missed that block. Like, you think that dude would make every single block in practice and stuff? So like, it's just little things like that you can't let creep into your head every day.
Yeah, this is like say chopping wood. You know, that old chopping wood. Keep chopping, chopping wood.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it's all about, and I think, your story is an absolute testimony because, like you said, and I relate to you so much because you're an undersized guy too. Like that journey is a lot different, and I prefer to walk on to Elon my freshman year. Mm-hmm. Like that's a thankless thing every day. But like when you out there on scout team, you're like, oh, I'm gonna bust these dudes' ass every day. Like I had coach walking up to me every day.
They be like, hey, calm down, bro. Like at this point, man, I'm trying to. It's money on the line for me. Like
I'm telling you,
I got dreams. See, the crazy thing, I think, even the days I wasn't playing, like my bottom of depth chart, I was like, I'm gonna be a pro athlete. Like it's crazy to sound like I said, I just have I had an intense belief that I can do whatever I want. Like, and I'll do anything to do it.
That's 90% of what it even takes to be not even just a pro athlete, but professional at the end of the day is the work ethic and everything. To actually be a professional, you have to have a professional mindset.
Thanks.
Before you even have the skill set to be a professional, whatever it is that you want to do. Like that's what you want to do. Like just be good at whatever you decide to put yourself into. It's like people ask me, like I can genuinely be good at whatever sport I pick up. They're like, why do you say that? Like I figured out. Like I might suck at, bro. I used to work at a summer camp, and at the summer camp, it was more like it was in the Greenville area, so it was a little richer area. You know, sports club, the gyms. Yeah. It's like you have richer. It's like a more fluid area. And they're sending their kids to summer camp. You know, they don't want to watch their kids all day, even though they just work at home. Yeah. So these rich kids all play in that elite soccer league or whatever. So we got kids that are like some of the best soccer players in their age group in the Southeast. So they come to camp every day. And, you know, we used to play Foursquare. Nah, these soccer kids want to play soccer Foursquare. Bro, when I tell you, I was like, I don't want to play no more because these kids was punishing me. I said, nah, I'm going to figure it out. But I got nice with it. I was like, I could genuinely do whatever. Like, bro, if you put your work ethic into anything, you're gonna figure out a way. Whether you're gonna be elite at it or whatever, it's gonna be up to you. Some people are naturally gifted, but at the end of the day, there's always something you can get into. And just with you having the work ethic that you have, you can find a niche because you have a unique perspective or a unique way of thinking or a unique way about going the way you do it, the way you do things.
Thanks.
So try to think. Got to get a little good one there. What is the? Cause you be geeking on social media. You be having me weak. I ain't gonna cap.
What's up?
You be having me weak on Snapchat. What is the funniest moment that you've had? You know, you can't tell every story. What is the funniest moment you've ever had in football? Like God, what was the story KB told us? You know, about how KB is our boy from Michigan State. About how he played me in North Greenville. We were playing at Valdosta. I don't know if you've ever played at Valdosta Stadium, but they play at like a local high school stadium. It's like a whole county stadium. Mm-hmm. So the bench is literally like right next to the fence where the stands are. It's like the fans are literally right. Like I could reach out and touch somebody's hand at the fence right there. So he was in a game and we had to start at safety. He was a redshirt senior, so he was starting just because he had been there long. KB was a true freshman. This dude had missed like 3 or 4 tackles in the first half and got benched. So he gets benched. KB comes in. We come back to the sideline next drive. And dude, girlfriend talking crazy about how y'all got the wrong safety in the game. But like she not talking she's talking about him and at him, but not to him. Like she's saying it loud enough and standing there making sure that he hears it behind him. Like you got anything crazy like that? That story had me weak.
You said it's the funniest, bro? Football
like workouts. I know I'd be geeking at when the workouts. Like them joints be hard, but I'd be geeking.
I think the funny thing about football in general. So with Coach Lamb, they big on like red clip, green clips. We have to watch them all the time. So it's a play. I'm gonna tell you 2 of them. So one of them got to do with mat drills. So we would have to sit and watch mat drills the day after they happen. So he just be going through the clips. I'm talking about you see people falling on the bags. I'm talking about folks be rolling on their knees. Man, you see people walk away to go like I'm talking about folks be throwing up, like walking off screen throwing up. But I think the funniest thing related to me is it actually come from a practice clip this past spring. So I'm fullback, like I'm known, like people see me like, okay, I gotta bring everything I got. Like this guy, he's got a low center of gravity, he gonna give me everything. Like he gonna pop me up, he gonna move me. So we in practice, we going good on good inside run. So going split zone, I'm coming across formation. And one of the linemen had got pushed back as I was going across. So I got tripped up on his foot. And the guy I was having to block was Shy Thomas. I don't know if you know Shy Thomas, but Shy is 6'1", 6'2", 270-pound DN who used to be an outside linebacker with me. So from TL Hannah, can move, all this. He'll play football again too. So this is the guy I'm about to block. I've tripped on this lineman's foot, and Shy goes and like slaps the back of my shoulder pads, and like I fall for like 5 seconds, and like I'm like almost crawling on the ground trying to keep from falling, and like I get up, I'm like, bro, how did I end up on the ground? So next day we got the clip. in practice, that clip finna come up on the screen. So I look, I'm like, oh, this a play. So he's like, yeah, this is a red clip right here. He's like, but Coach Sam, he'll never say the name, but come on, you can say my name. Like everybody knows it's me. He's like, we got this here. This is a red clip by the tight end. Look at soft as shit going across formation. Gets tossed out. I'm like, bro, like you seen me get tripped. Like, come on now. Like y'all know better than like, I mean, yes, that's a good player.
That's Coach 30 right there.
Bro. And then there's after that meeting, everybody was like, bro, it was just so damn funny because we never seen you end up on the ground. When I say that's like one of the most embarrassing things ever, just looking up on the screen and just seeing you fall for that amount of time. And then I was actually playing with this one the other day. We had a practice where this is my sophomore year, so this is when I was, practicing defense. So the scout team giving us a look. I think it had rained some point, either that day or the day before. So I think the QB kept it. I'm going to tag the QB. As I go to tag him, I slip, and as I slip, I wrap this man up and literally tackle him. But that ain't the thing. Literally,
can't touch the quarterback.
Everybody around me fell too. So as I fall, I knocked down 7 people. They were like, you created this. It's you fell here and created this basically massive humanity. He was 7 bodies dropped just because you hit the ground. But then I did another one. My issue always be with QBs. I had
Bro, you can't touch the quarterback in practice.
Yeah, but that's not my fault. I slipped.
Bro, you're that guy.
Then another one is another QB story. So a QB, it was all on defense. He dropped the snap. So I'm chasing the ball, bro. As I go to scoop the ball up, this man dives at my legs, and I fall on top of him. And I'm the one that got cussed out. I'm talking about DC don't ran on the field. Stay the fuck off the quarterback. I'm like, bro, he just hit me. And I'm getting I'm talking about the offensive line push, somebody came up behind me, push. I'm like, bro, y'all just not see this man almost take in my career. Yeah.
Bro, coaches be yelling 90% of the time simply because of the fact they know they can yell at us and we can't say nothing back.
Fact.
It's an authority thing for them. They gotta feel big today. I'm gonna get it, bro. For me, I'm a player. I don't make a whole lot of mistakes. It's when I do have one slip up, every 2 weeks in practice, it's the biggest deal in the world. I don't know if you can cover. Huh?
Fact.
I ain't done nothing wrong in 2
bro, what
weeks.
you mean?
Bro, I've been shooting 98% from the field, but boy, that 2% come is, oh man, your eyes are terrible. See, this is your problem right here. Really? You think so?
I think from a game day, I think one of the funniest things is, at Gardner-Webb, we're a mediocre, average kind of team. We had played, I think we were playing shorter.
Yeah, we're Under Armour jersey. That's the first problem.
Man, come on, bro.
That's disgusting.
So we're playing shorter, and I think for some reason every year we used to always beat the D2 team by 50 or 60, but we would never score the first touchdown. It's they always score. So I think shorter scores first, and this dude yells from the stands, maybe next year y'all schedule a high school team. It's you can't even be mad at them, bro.
Hey, Sciggy, when I tell you shorter is the worst team I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
They are worse than I played in the 2-11 teams in high school, and these dudes are bad. They had receivers coming out there where the bulky old school shut fullback face mask with a double bar, bro. KB, bro. That game when we played shorter 2 years ago, KB was geeking the whole game. He said, bro, he's the first thing he came out there this is the first time Sciggy I've ever been in a game and ever felt bad talking trash because you just look at them dudes and you're man, they in the worst situation possible. I know they didn't dream of their college football being this kind of experience, bro. KB walked out there, he said, bro, they didn't take your ass off the field, bro. I don't know why you got that nasty old helmet on. I know you're not finna catch a pass. He said, you're not even about to run a route. I said, bro, KB was going stupid that game. I should have asked him about that last week.
And I think my last one, Coach, when we played Wofford my sophomore year. So that was my college debut. So kick return, they put in on kick return. So I'm out there on kick return. So it's crazy. All of us that was on kick return, we all came in the same class together. We were all young. So the first I would tell me from my homeboy perspective. So he was I was on kick return. He said I went and tried to post my guy up. He ran right by me, and I didn't know anything. So I was just so what, you gonna run around me, pussy? He said, I said, could you have blocked him? He said, nope. He ran right around me. He said, I just had to say something. Then for me, I had locked up and like this was like maybe like our fifth or something kickoff. And my homeboy beside me, James Ellis, he was like, yeah, bro. He's like, who blocking number 9? He going crazy. I was like, bro, I don't know who we got. I was like, I don't know who got him. He going stupid. I counted. I said, hey, yeah, that's mine. I said, oh, my bad, that's me.
Skid, you ever play kick return in college, bro? You probably were returned.
Bro, no.
Man, that's
dude. Let me tell you, my red shirt freshman year, bro, I was like 170 pounds, and they had me as the center on the front line. So, and you know, like they only put me there because when we do all the drills in practice, like I'm not gonna hold nobody up at my size. Like I'm gonna get in front of you every time, and you gonna work. Like I ain't no hoe, like I ain't no bitch. Like I'm gonna work, so I'll make you run through my face. If anything, I'm gonna put my face in there, bruh. And like all season long, it was just. There was games where we went and played. You know, you play a Division I opponent when you're D2 school. So we played Kennesaw State, bro. And you know,
they were nice.
You know,
yeah.
Bro, what they were number 2 team in the country when we played them. So you got to think on your kickoff team, you always got guys who are going hard. But then at my spot, I'm always blocking the 5, which is the first guy inside or one of the 5. And usually that guy's gonna be your backup linebacker who ain't playing no snaps. So he's trying to go too hard and prove that he can play some defensive snap. Bro, when I tell you this man was running down the pipe on me, and the score of that game was like 52-49, something crazy. Like we actually had to play the close game with him. So there was a lot of kickoffs, bro. I'm talking about all game. He running straight down the pipe. Just, I'm like, damn, bro. Because he was a smooth, like 6'3", about 235. Ripped. I was like, bro, ain't no way. So I was sitting there. Eventually, I got tired of it. So eventually, I was like, man, I'm finna give him butt side. So I tried to like turn my hip, and just so I could give like a little excuse, like, he went butt side on me, coach. My bad, bro. I tried to give him butt side, bro. He just played me. He one sided me. He said, "No, I was run through his left shoulder." I was like, bro, come on. He wasn't giving.
Every time we did like kickoff, kick return, punt team, like if I wasn't the return guy, I would BS the whole drill, bro. You're not
purposely do bad at those drills.
I'm not blocking. I ain't being no gunner. It's either get the ball in my hands or I'm not on this team, bro. Like I'm not.
Hey, that's low key. Like one of the tricks is, you know, we work hard, but there's like little tricks to football.
But,
so you gotta work smarter, not harder sometimes. So, like you know how when people be going crazy on max day, you be like, hey, bro, don't go too crazy now. The workout's gonna be a little. The workout's gonna be too hard.
Yeah, your first shit gonna be 400.
Bro, what? Because you be piping up on adrenaline on max day. It's like you gonna go over like 15 pounds of what you really could do.
Yeah, but we hit week 6 of the season. Like, bro,
what?
I got what?
Yeah, you got to squat like maybe like your 70% is 335 on a squat for 8 reps. You like, nah, ain't no way. Like, you gotta be like, hey, bro. I remember I told one guy during max day, I was like, hey, it was a freshman. I was like, I know you're doing well right now, but you also gotta think about it. You'll be here about 2 or 3 more years. You want your numbers to go up every year, so just relax, man. You ain't gotta do nothing too crazy right here. You already went up 15 pounds. You're looking good today. Your workouts can be nice and smooth during the year. You still get stronger. Like, don't wear yourself out too early. bro looking at me like, damn, this man got the cheat code.
Man, I just knew something. Like, just like he talking about, like, be messing around in the drills. If people that actually knew they were gonna play, they never went hard on special teams drills.
No, bro, Sciggy's smart. Sciggy's smart. That boy said, if I keep blocking them on special teams drills, then I'm gonna be on kickoff return, and I don't want to be on kickoff return.
The thing, you the perfect body type for that front line. They always want tall dudes that can run.
Yeah,
because it's really backwards. Because you would think like you want big dudes up front, but the thing is, if you put big dudes up front, they ain't better run around fast enough.
Because that
kickoff coming
like
from a sprinter stance
yards every time. Like that front line, they drop deep, so they want them guys that can run, but not going for it. No, sir.
Man, listen, we were about to play Lenoir-Rhyne redshirt sophomore year. And first meetings you have on Monday is special teams meeting. So we had kickoff return that first day. Bro, we turned on the tape.
I already know who was on it too.
First play, they got Kyle Duggar running down on kickoff. Skig, when I tell you this man ran to the first person on the front line, tossed him over his shoulder, ran to the second dude, just blew him up, and then smacked the returner. He did that like 3 straight plays, and we was all sitting there like, hey, bro, who got a block him this week? It ain't me. I'm good.
Bro, was different, though. Like,
but the crazy thing,
what?
So this summer, you know, you get a fitted for shoulder pads. You know, they give out shoulder pads. They gave me a pair, and I was like, these kind of big. They was like, bro, you might want to keep. Then I look, I was like, what, these Ducks, man? I was like, how you wear these? I'm talking about they were huge, bro. Like, Duck ain't little.
And the crazy thing is, he looked small in them.
Bro, it was just like an XL, bro. And I'm like, bro, there's no way this man was returning with these pads on.
Bro.
Yeah, but it was different. His the coach that was at LR.
Oh, Chronic, yeah.
Yeah, he at Mercer. Yeah, them boys, they tell us stories of just him doing completely off the wall stuff, like just unbelievable stuff.
Yeah,
bro, he was so D. Like you walk out there. It was my first year D2. Is when he wasn't even big yet. He wasn't even big time yet because we played him earlier in the season. So it was like game 2, maybe like it was my red shirt freshman year. So it was his sophomore year. So he hadn't blown up yet. But he walked out there and warmed up. I said, "Nigga, who is that?" he like a video game. He like a video game or like an action figure type body. I was like, "Bro, who is that?" And then you start seeing him run around. I looked at them dudes. I said, "Bro, he's playing in the league." They said, "Man, he's not that good. He's just big." I said, "I promise you, he's gonna play in the league." I said, "I don't know who that is. I never heard of him, but he's gonna play in the league." Next thing you know, he started popping off that year. And then that game, he was smacking all of us, returned a punt. And then we played him again the next year. He had a pick six, a kickoff return touchdown, and a punt return touchdown, but one of them got called back. I mean, he was doing whatever he wanted. I was like, bro, why is he here? He didn't go home.
I think it shows you like how talented NFL is. Cause like he would take like D2, he was returner.
Yes.
Returner. Now he
got no chance to return.
He playing down the box. But
it's
like that show you how crazy athleticism in the NFL is. Because you have a guy that's doing all this in college now, basically being a big safety in the league. Like it's just wild.
Right. He was like D2 Jabril Peppers with about 2 more inches and 15 more pounds. Like he was doing some wild. I was like, bro, why is he running like this at that size? It don't make no sense. I mean, covering ground on the back end.
You know, he was at LR forever. I think he had red shirt and he got injured. So he was just like a 6 year. So he had development, bro.
His story was like he was 5'9", 5'10" when he got to college. And then this is another thing that when you talk about the demographics you recruit, like he was a kid who wasn't eating in high school, like just because like where he was from, like he wasn't eating 3 square meals a day. Sometimes wasn't eating 2 meals a day. He got to college and eating 2 meals a day. Skig, he grew from 5'10" to 6'1" and went from like 155, 160 to like 215, 225, and was still running fast.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like I said, but the thing is, it's so you look at LR, you be like, bro, y'all not supposed to be here.
What's y'all food like at LR? Because y'all look like y'all be fed good.
I think the thing that separates, like, I think LR from everybody else is just weight room. Like, we gotta. So
y'all calf don't be hitting.
I mean, it hit or miss. They see the thing about them is that every day, you know how every day you have like a theme. Yeah. It'd be that theme, but then it'd be the same thing for dinner. So you're like, bro, I don't really want to have
that. We had Taco Tuesday for lunch, for breakfast.
Yeah, and dinner. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it get old. I mean, I've had to compare the two. Garnet Wheel Cap is better. I'm just gonna be real.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all about money as well, too, though.
Mercer got money though, Skitty. They cap good.
What do they?
It's good to be here,
bro. Wait. So them boys spoiled up that way. Them boys, I got there and they was like, man, our cap trash. You feel me? Like, ain't nothing good there, bro. Man, there, I was like, what are y'all talking about? They HBCU. We got burnt grits, soggy toast. That's our breakfast. Then lunch ain't hitting on nothing unless it's Wednesday. Then dinner you got homemade McDonald's burger. So you feel me?
He said
homemade McDonald's.
So I'm in there like I was really spending too much money eating out when I was at state. And get to Mercer, man, I ain't spent a single dime. I was in the cap every time, bro.
That boy faithful.
Man, I can't even describe how much better it was, bro. I could go in there and order if I ordered a burger, they'll cook it Like it's not no
they'll cook it.
it's not no pre-made burger, bro. I'll be like, yeah, I want like a medium well burger with this and this and this on it.
You taking temperature orders? Oh,
bro, I was like,
yeah, you 5-star, bro.
Bro, what?
Man, most schools ain't got no chef that know what medium well is.
Hey, I ain't gonna cap you though. Oh, keep going.
It was just too much stuff. It was like 8 different stations in there. You can get pizza, wings, Chinese food, salad. If you like were vegetarian, they had a little spot for you.
See that's for me. When I go to old school, I'll be like shell shocked. You gotta think Lenoir-Rhyne a little school, and then Gardner-Webb, D1 it was small. So like I go visit my homeboy at Western, I'm like, bro, what? Like, what you mean y'all got a Panda Express on campus? Like
what?
What you mean? Y'all got a Chili's on campus? I'm like, bro, what?
Hey, Skig, I know you muted right now, but have you ever been to Elon before? Or seen it?
I've been to Elon, but I've never been like in the football facility.
So Antwann, you've been before.
Yeah.
That joint got voted like the number 1 nicest campus in the South.
Oh,
man, bro,
I went to Elon one time. I was like, bro, I'm in the trenches.
Let me tell you about the bread that's in this program. I had a teammate there. His family is a part of the family that founded Splendor or something crazy like that. And then I had another teammate. His dad owned he owned the whole Red Lobster chain, Applebee's chain or whatever in Rhode Island. We had the former coach of the Buccaneers, Dirk Cutter. His daughter went there when I was there. Bruh. Steph Curry's little sister was there when I was there, and she was fine too. Seidel, she was there when I was there. She was mad cool too. The few times I actually got to speak to her. And then the AD there is Arthur Blake's brother. Like,
but that's ridiculous, bro.
When I tell you it's dumb bread, like, and on top of that, Elon itself is Elon is a college town. Like, it's actually a town. Elon is a town, just for the college. So like, you got the dining and everything on campus. You got Chick-fil-A, all that stuff there. And then, bro, they have 2 different dining halls. One dining hall is like your regular dining hall or whatever. Then they got what I call the bougie dining hall, where like Skig said, like people's cooking in front of you type deal. You can walk in there, order you something. Like it didn't even look like a 5-star diner. Like that's like you gotta reserve a spot just to go in there and eat something. Like
I'm telling you, bro.
That's wild.
I'd be like, dang, bro, I ain't even get the real college dining experience.
Bro, I was in there going crazy every day. I mean, I was taking like 2 to-go boxes out of there with me every day.
Man, they wouldn't even let us get no bosses. You either sat down
and you take that to go.
Yeah, that's how it was when I got to Greenville. I was like, well, for a year, and all of a sudden they started making those weird diner rules. Like, bro, you either eat here or eat. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to put on weight. I'm trying to take a little something back to the room.
My thing is like, what's the difference in me putting in a box if I just sit here and eat it?
Yeah.
And they be leaving that food there all day. Like at lunch, I ain't gonna cap to you. The same fries I seen at lunch, I swear to you, they might be there at dinner. They might put it on the little hot thing again, see if they get it to cook a little something up. But bro, I swear I see the same food at lunch that I seen at dinner. Like, bro, I know these are leftovers. I just pop them in the microwave for a little bit. I put in the oven on like 200.
I think the most respectful thing I seen at Lenoir-Rhyne was when we came to lunch and they had breakfast pizza, and I was like, I know them the eggs this morning. I know y'all make eggs just to put on this pizza. There's no way.
Bro, I tell people we be in line, even on game days when we eating the calf for the little pregame meal, bro. Dudes be eating the eggs. I'm like, bro, how you gonna eat them eggs on game day? Like bro, them eggs, I kid you not, like somebody sprayed them out of a can. That's what they look like. I can't
eat them little fake ones, bro.
It like somebody just got a can and sprayed them joints, like
a little powder.
They popped up. Yeah, and they rose. Like that ain't no way. And I've watched them make them before. They just pour it.
They pour it on the grill, yeah.
I'm like, ain't no way. I don't even like eggs anyway, so that joint was making it look worse.
Hey, like, I don't understand how they become eggs.
You telling me. You telling me. I ain't gonna lie, if I didn't play football, I always told people if I didn't play football, I would never went to college. But if I didn't play football, I'd probably try to go to culinary school. So I'd be a little chef.
Culinary school?
I don't know you can't cook.
You're definitely lying. Don't My mom listens to this. My mom listens to this show, so don't play me on that one.
What seasoning is, bro?
He said no seasoning.
Hey, bro.
You salt and pepper.
Twan, he in the country music, dog.
Hey, country, I ain't count.
Twan like country.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to remember where I went to school, bro. I was
that must be that 864 stuff.
Boiling Springs.
That's that 864 stuff because you, Jay, Twan, golly, y'all boys.
But I ain't gonna sit here and bump it all day. But like, it's a little bit.
It's our fault that you ain't wasn't around enough white people. Like, is that our problem? Like,
I'm disappointed.
You ain't been in the country.
Man, listen.
You said
I'm gonna tell you.
I ain't been to the country.
You ain't been in the country, bro. Wait till I said you'd have been in Boiling Springs, North Carolina. Or
Ski, let me tell you how I got in the country. I'm gonna give y'all this story before we get out. Yeah, this probably gonna make you geek a little bit. I only started listening to it to impress a girl, right? Yeah, hold on. So my sophomore year of high school, bro, there's this girl. I had seen her all year freshman year. Never knew who she was. I was like, she's kind of fun. I was like, hold on, I'm hollering at her, but I never seen her again because like our paths didn't cross freshman year. Sophomore year, I have this computer tech class. I'm sitting in my computer tech class chilling, right? And she walked in the first day. I'm like, oh, she in my class? Bet. I gotta run game. So, bada bing, bada boom. I knew her last name too, though. So I didn't want to give out people's names, but people that know me know who she was. Her last name start with the 2 letters my last name started with. So bang, I was sitting there chilling, right? And we got to sit wherever we wanted the first 3 days. And the teacher was like, guys, because you start school on a Wednesday, the weekend for your first week of school. Teacher's like, all right, you guys, we're gonna go to assigned seats next week and it'll be alphabetical order. Everybody's like, man. In my head, I'm like, turn up. It's my time, bro. I said, I'm in there. Wait till the seats get changed. Lo and behold, first day next week, that Monday, sitting right next to me. I said, oh, I'm in there. I got a run game. So I'm sitting there trying to talk to her. We have nothing in common, bro. She don't really talk that much. She was like kind of curving the young bull. I was a little upset, but it's cool. It's whatever, Like we said, anything I put my mind to, I'm gonna be good at it. So I kept running game. So eventually we got to the music topic the second day that I talked to her. I was like, I'm about to kill her with my music savviness. I listen to every genre except country. That's the only one thing I didn't listen to. And the crazy thing is, my best friend, he's like, his family's like my second family. I've been hanging out with him for years. Every time I get in the car, they always had Whistle 100 on, which is our country station in South Carolina. And bro, I'll always sit in the car like, bro, why they got this music on? This joint terrible. I can't keep listening to this no more. Man, when I tell you that day, she was sitting there talking to me, and she's like, oh, sorry, I was listening to country. I said, oh, man. She's like, you know Sam Hunt is? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, we can't really talk music then. I only listen to country. Bro, I sat there feeling like a dumbass the rest of the class. Like, I didn't say nothing to her. I was like, dang, this is terrible. I was like, I got to find a way. So that night, I kid you not, we got out of practice. My homeboy was driving me home. We sit in the car. They was taking me to the house, and the radio was on Whistle 100. I was like, hey, hold on. The radio was down with us. Hey, turn that up a little bit. They said, huh? Oh, his parents even looked back and said, huh? You like country? I said, just turn it up a little bit. I said, this song kind of nice. Man, I went home that night studying. I mean, everybody's songs. Like, okay, this the artist she said she like, bet. Next day I came back and talked to her about everything. I said, oh, you heard blah, blah. I said, yeah, that's one of my favorites, man. I was like, man, I really rock with Buddy. Bro, and that junk worked. But me trying to fake listen to it actually turned into my favorite genre. Like, I really ride with it, bro. Like, it's good music. It's music for good soul, man. It's good for the soul, and it worked. Mm-hmm. So, hey, more power to me.
It makes me cringe.
So you mad at me because I'm a diligent thinker, and I made it work. You should be proud of me.
I'm disappointed.
I'm telling you, listen to it for like an hour. You like, this actually ain't bad.
I can't even get through one song.
But I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes you hear some country music, you be like, this sound like it should be an R&B song. Like
yeah,
you singing it, you be like, this could be an R&B song.
Don't tell Sciggy that he gonna be upset, man. He gonna be upset. But anyway, Twan, we thank you for having you on, man.
Appreciate having me.
You're part of the on-campus fraternity now. Welcome to the fraternity. We got some pretty cool dudes in here. Some slightly important people that are gonna do some pretty cool things in life. And you're just the next guest that it don't matter what you do on the field, what you do off the field, you're gonna be great at everything. You're gonna be a person that affects your community. I know you're a person that's already known in Greenville County. Like, you're gonna be a very, very important person wherever you're at. So we thank you for coming on. Skig, you know what to do.
Man, you already know what it is, man. Appreciate you for coming on the show, man. Right. Everybody who's listening out there, have a great weekend. And peace and love, baby.
Yes, sir. We out.